line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I
Chrome's on a rocks and oh, sorry. Hey guys, hey, how y'all doing today? I swear I wasn't singing any copyright material or anything like that. Well, anyway, hi everyone, I am the Crusader, Christian Schreiber, joining you here tonight here on PTM Racing TV, now live here at BackFire Sim Racing in the Next Gen Cup cars. As we take it down to the track at Sonoma Raceway, it's time to field in the best and field out the rest, because it's gonna get crazy down in these parts of town. Here we go. Let's start them up here today. The road course challenge has been accepted by Carl Handwork, and the number 51 is outside Aaron Brown, the 95. Row number 2 is going to be Bailey Jelinas, and the number 78 is outside Thaddeus Marshall in the 87. Row number 3 is going to be Patrick McQuaid, 77 is outside Matthew Rodriguez in the 57. Row number 4, Ricky Gonzalez in the 48 is outside Christian Roos in the 14. Row number 5 sees Noah Howland there, and his outside will be Chris Papa in the 13. Row number 6, Paul Owens piling up down there, and the number 54 is outside. That's Cole Martin. Well, he'll be driving down in the old 45. Row number 7 is going to be piloted down with West Fuller in the 35. Is outside. That is Robert Kenny in the number 10. Row number 8, that's Blake Owl in the 26. Is outside Nicholas Panico in the number 55. Final starters, TJ Roberts in the number 11. Field's ready for some action here. We're ready to get down and dirty with them, get down into business territory, get into the groove of things, get to the racing as always. Race fans, if you guys are ready for it and you want to see it, well, let's get the show on the road. It's time for the Road Course Challenge. The track map is engaged. The field is in play. Let's get down here. Robert Van Ness comes on board already, going for the number 77 today, as we got our eye on Mr. McQuaid. We'll have to see if he can pull this one off here, make some runs and some charges down on the track side of things here. Carl Handwork, the number 51, going to be a bit of a handful and a bit of a head scratcher to kind of clear out of here. He's going to give these guys a lot of what they're worth and a lot of what they need certainly going to be a testament to their challenges and their strengths on the track here. We'll have to see if they can hang tough. Sonoma Raceway, if it wasn't kind of obvious, you see the track, you see the design. It's an up, downhill, slope fiasco. It's a crazy slingshot and running it hard all around. Play to the best of your strengths kind of racetrack. This is one of, if not the toughest tracks to drive on, as it is to race on for a variety of reasons. But the biggest thing is that it's all about cornering, control, and consistency. Only the best may be able to compete and finish that off here on this track. Lap times right now, the way we were judging things earlier on, looked like they were hitting about the 1:17 marker. So be about an hour and a 20-minute drive if they keep it under clean, keep it under the green. But for, again, that hour-long plus drive, maybe nearing the 2-hour mark, will definitely give these guys a lot of a hardship and a heartache to really work around. It's going to be a lot of guys that are trying to hammer it down, staying clear of the rest of the field, and hope that they can get this thing fielded down into position at the right places. Off-peak turn number 12, here we go. Swing him down in turn number 13, and it's time to drop the hammer at Sonoma. Here they come down the final leg of the turn here to the straight, where the checkers and the green, the white will weigh and wait. To the start we go with the green flag high in the air. Bailey Gelinas, oh, Gelinas already overshooting the corner in the first page, median 78 sent to the shadow realm already. Well, these next gens, we said were going to be tough to drive. We didn't say they'd be easy. This isn't ballet dancing, that's for sure. These things are as bad as, these things are literally more trained than a Black Widow from the MCU universe. Eli Child saying hi, Chris in the chat. Eli, good to have you on board. Ellen Fuller saying Titletown Racing Boys. Good luck from Mama Fuller. Great to hear from you all today so far here. Hope to see a few more of the favorites and drivers come on by here to have a little showcase and see what's going on. As unfortunately, I think Mama Fuller might not want to see that though. Seeing some drivers spun on around the 13 Chris Papa with problems down there. Unfortunately, couldn't quite hold the line down. Cole Martin was involved in it. Oh, now I would turn away. Mama Fuller, the 35, has sent it into the sand pit. It's found some quicksand. Can't get out of there in time. It's going to have to try to drive off. We'll have to serve a penalty for cutting through the sand there. Unfortunately, a lot of time lost and gained for other drivers. Matthew Rodriguez in a hard charge here. Battle off with the number 87 of Thaddeus Marshall. Marshall trying to hold him down, though. Not looking to give him any breaks or give him any chances in this case. Rest of the field swinging their way down around the track here. Chris Papa still more problems down here, especially in turn number 12. Once again, the 1.3 speed 13 machine. It's not pretty. It is not good at all. That is a spot you'll see a lot of drivers kind of stuck in. They're not too careful or keen down there. It's an overwhelming little shoot turn, little tough little angle spot. Only the toughest will survive it, and only the best can get around it. It takes out a lot of drivers. It gives them a lot more headaches than most people realize. The onboard camera here, Ricky Gonzalez in the 48. You can just see how gingerly these drivers get around this track and how slow they have to hit the corners. Again, you can even see right here just from Noah Howland's 21 view. You saw that rear end, it just kicked right out from underneath him without even taking a trace. You have to kind of sway, can't let the car sway in and out or off and about. You have to stay lined up and keep it straight on target. If it goes the slightest bit left or right, unless you're on dirt, there ain't no saving that thing. And even on dirt, I'll say, but we saw that last week, and that was a little harder than heck for these drivers to get figured out. They had a hard time keeping these things under control and kept them online. Since they returned from the All-Star race, though, now brought it back onto the asphalt side of things with some road course challenges. So far, been a bit of an interesting get-around, a little bit of an interesting take here for certain drivers and some folks out here. Coming right around here, Robert Kenny now trying to get some momentum built his way, trying to build the speed up at Gonzalez here. It's kind of matched up his speed, matched up his run. Now he'll match up even more so. Problem down there for the 48. Goes to the right. Here comes the 10 on the left. Didn't go into the sand trap, but he did find himself trapped within a rock and a hard place because Kenny was going to go there either way, and he makes the move and makes the pass clean as a whistle. Great driving expertise there by each one of the drivers, knowing their limits and knowing their run, with Kenny getting the better of them. On board here, Blake Howell right now, 4 spots up. Not the hard charge of the day so far. That honor will go to the number 54 of Paul Owens, while Christian Roos tries to hold him down and hold the line down into the field of play. Few laps in right now, already out of the gate here. Still about 50 some odd laps to go. Plenty of time to really bring the hammer down, bring down the Thunder, bring down the Hunt, bring down the Chargers. But I think right now it's time to crank it up a little bit. A little crank and a little upwards down motion always kind of helps around here on PTM Racing TV, if I do say so myself. Love to see the old little beats in the box and the booms and the charges around here. I guess that's what you could say. I was kind of beatboxing in my own drill there, although that was probably singing something I probably would get a copyright strike for on YouTube once we get that up and loaded. Field him down, Endo right now, number 57, Ford Mustangs. Matthew Rodriguez here, staying right up ahead of Paul Owens in the 54. Both Ford Mustangs looking to charge off, fire everything they can here. Marshall getting a nice little jump off the 90-degree sharp angle turn there. Those turning zones here, extremely close cornering and extremely difficult to broadband and adapt to. Only the best can get around those turns, around those corner exits. The thing with a road course, obviously, the ideal spot is to try to tighten each turn up, try to hit every corner as fast and as good as you can, not worry about what's behind you or in front of you, but more or less worry about hitting your mark, hitting your shot. If someone is in front of you, well, you have 2 options. You find a way to get some gain of speed, go into the straights and force them to take a different turn course, or you have to find another way around them, and generally, for the most part, there are some drivers that have that old keen habit of just pushing the pedal straight down into the floorboard and giving them the old bump and tag and the bump and run. Has not happened just yet here, but you can never be too predicament on that one. Around these parts of town, anything is very much possible here. Blake Howell, a little bit of a gain ground here on Ricky Gonzalez. We'll take a look at the lap time zone here in the scoreboard. Well, he gained quite a bit in 3 and 4. And on lap 2, especially by lap 5, was not quite the same here for Gonzalez. Gonzalez on lap 5 was able to actually shoot up some speed, shoot up a little bit of run and momentum. Gain the ground, gain the composure. He set this one up really nicely here. Really, to be honest with you, the only big battle going on right now is Rodriguez and Paul Owens. And that's just because Paul Owens will not leave Rodriguez alone. The steak and shake Ford Mustang 57 just continue to be eyed at by that 54. I guess he thinks he is a big steak, wants to chew up on that Okay, I probably think I made that one a little sound weird, so I will refrain from that little reference. 57 Rodriguez still trying to hold it down. Little problem down there for Thaddeus Marshall. He opens the door up big time here. Can't give anything up here right now on that Titletown equipment. You've got to be ready to fire it off at the best points and the best positions. Nicholas Pinico, once again, more troubles down there for him and his crew. 16 drivers came onto the field today here. Only about 15. Actually, excuse me, only 14 on this track here, and and not by much here. There's only there's a few of them there. Put a lap down. Pinico, one of them. Jelinus, one. Papa is one. TJ Roberts did not qualify to get out on the track. Opting to stay out of the way here, really stay out of the zone here. Oh, there's the bubble. We were kind of thinking it might happen here. Unfortunately, Rodriguez, all that tough racing, tough battle in there, finds himself thrown into the shadow realm in the pits of doom, if you will. He finds the sand, he finds the ground, he finds nothing but just dirty sweat, just dirt, sweat, and tears now and under his helmet. That is a tough break there for the number 57 Rodriguez. Completely sent out and about. He had no way of getting around it, man. That is one of the hardest things as a driver to suffer through, is racing so hard and so well to only then have one little problem make your entire race literally shoot straight down to the wire there. Rodriguez is going to have to try to get some momentum built back up, try to get something figured out here. Carl Handwerk, by the way, he's the race leader. He's already 8 seconds ahead of your second place guy, Aaron Brown. I don't want to say that Carl Handwerk had some practice on this track, but judging by the fact he's got a 1500 I rating and his license is 4.88, I think he might have some experience with road courses. Just saying. Oh, but Brown, oh, nice save there. I think he's one of the only drivers that have actually been able to save a next-gen car from that kind of an angle, that kind of a slope. Credit where credit's due. You saw the rear end just completely kicking back out from underneath him, but he's doing a pretty good job holding that thing on line, surprisingly. It's the first driver I've ever seen be able to get it done, get it down there, and looks like there's problems down there for the number 45 Cole Martin yet again. That will take us to the PTM Instant Replay, brought to you in part by BackFire Sim Racing today. Taking a look at it. Cole looked like he had some mechanical problems here. You can see the car was not up to full speed, full tip-top shape here. And the BK Designs, yeah, got out of the way there. Try to avoid drivers. That's where the troubles came from. Looks like he might have a little bit of a problem down there getting the ignition to fire back up. Looks like he got it squared up now, except for the steering pinion. I don't think the steering pinion is not too happy with him now. Noah Howell about ready to put him a lap down, unfortunately. Here, he'll go right past on by. Patrick McQuaid, one of the only guys that started 5th, currently is in 5th. Hasn't really had much trouble there. Rodriguez with even more problems. He's gone into pit road here. Something gone wrong down there for the number 57. And looks like we got a PTM Instant Replay to showcase there on that one, so we'll go ahead and take a look at it. Look like the car is toast, and it's badly damaged too here. Oh, there is definitely contact made here. Well, I don't know where the initial destruction came from. I presume it was probably when he kind of slid around a little too much, and you can see that front end once it kicked out, everything just completely went haywire. He fires it right back up here. I think he was trying to get it squared away, and then, oh man. Robert Kenny just come right behind him there, took it right into the rear end and took him for a hit, and whoa. Well, I've got a feeling Rodriguez is not too keen on some drivers right now. I'm not going to make a prediction there. I think we can feel a little less bold than that today. But I think there might be some talking to back in the pits later on. Christopher Hupka coming on board here saying go McQuaid, Robertson Martin tonight. Hupka, good to hear from you again, sir. Good to see you back on the show. Audience Marshall right now keeping the 87 Chevrolet right up ahead of the fight and into the groove. Oh, look out now, more trouble down there. And these guys are just getting all over the place here. Can't quite get these things to hold on line. And Nicholas Pinico, the next one of the bunch, unfortunately, just found himself in the depths of the shadow realm. I really don't know where the troubles are coming from. It seems like every corner it's just getting the better of somebody. I know it's because of the difficulty of this car, but you can see right there, it barely went into the turn relatively under control, but just kind of slid out underneath them. All it takes is just one little hiccup in the throttle, one little burp in the throttle, and then next thing you know, your race is done and over with. And speaking of done and over with, I guess the battles aren't done and over with between anything that involves Paul Owens and looks like now Thaddeus Marshall. Marshall literally giving up Paul Owens the run there. Paul charges up quick, gets a good pass on by now. He is in full brigade and full charge mode. Patrick McQuaid starting to seize opportunity, starting to just take it nice and controlled. He's seeing a little bit of a chance here. Patrick's strategy right now is actually, to me, very brilliant. Don't drive hard, don't drive slow. Find the neutral zone. Find the point that'll keep you in contention, but it's not going to get you into trouble. Everybody else right now, they're getting themselves into trouble. All thing I'm doing is I'm going to go out there and race my race. That's absolutely brilliant strategy, in my opinion, for him and his crew. Number 26, Blake Howell right now currently just ahead, up in the 9th spots, up. He's currently in 6th here. Ricky Gonzalez, well, he started 7th. He's currently 7th. Not having too many troubles there, not having a lot of error on his part. He has gone into the sand pits a few times and kind of found himself trapped in the rungs there, but nothing too serious there, nothing too really to worry about. Like Howell looking to kind of take some of the cones with them. Apparently the CLM movement means absolutely nothing to him. Either that or that's his braking zone, and he's using them as a little bit of a reference guide. And I don't know if I would use a cone as a reference guide on any track, much less on this kind of track. Usually the curves to me are kind of the angle I would hit up from, but that's just me in this case. Trouble down there with the 55 of Nicholas Panico as well as a 45 of Cole Martin now. Cole, man, oh my goodness. The BK Designs 45 usually can drive a pretty good rung, but unfortunately, I think Sonoma might have his number and might be getting the better of him here. This is unfortunate. Let's take another look at it. Well, here's the first problem. Handwork got out of his way for Handwork. Handwork's pretty much leading this entire race. I don't think anyone's catching him in this case, unless he makes a huge mistake. Here's Martin. Drive it hard off, and looks like he's trying to get out of the sands. Got stuck in there. The 55 yet again. Almost taking the 18, and Martin just getting out of the way. I mean, again, hats off to him for being a good sport and being a good driver, you know, letting the other drivers go out and battle their own stuff. As our fans of over 25,000, 30,000 in attendance here today at Sonoma. Watch on. Got fans on the front straightaway here where the drag racing scene is. Yeah, that's actually a drag race track there. And no, race fans, I do not believe we're ever going to have a drag race showcase on our show, but that is something to think about. Caution flag is out, competition caution engaged. And really, to be honest with you, I think that might be the only way to actually stop Carl Handwork from actually just running away from this one. He's just been so dominant right now, it's ridiculous. That's the best way I can explain it. He's just been all out, full throttle, full pedal, full straight down into the metal. Nothing has stopped this man. Nothing has come close to getting close to that man. But we will see. We will see if that is going to last the long term here. Remember, here at Sonoma, we've seen crazy races happen before. Remember those Fast and Fun Rally Challenges? They put on a big battle there, and we saw multiple drivers kind of clip and edging everyone out at the last bit, the last minutes. So don't think for 1 second that that cannot happen here. I predict there may be a couple more heated moments in this race and some crazy positions down on the track. Bruce Racing sending us a little share here. Thank you again to those guys here. Be sure to go to give them a like and a follow if you'd like. While you're at it, also, if you haven't already on Facebook and you need to give us, want to give us some love, give us some help, and kind of keep the show growing and getting bigger, well, be sure to hit that like button here down on the top, down on the bottom and top of the description here, and like and follow us up there. Also, head over our YouTube, subscribe there, and head on down and see what else kind of shows we've brought to the table. Live shows come from YouTube as well. It's not just Facebook that gets all the love. So field right now currently stretching on down, getting things kind of settled back up, getting into their positions, their spots here for the next rung of the race here. See if they are able to keep up that momentum that a lot of these guys did. Some great battles earlier on. Paul Owens really put the fire at some of these guys. So, I don't know. I think he might be an unsung hero here to catch Handwork if Handwork is not too thrilled or careful here. He's going to be right there with the cat, so we'll see if maybe he's got something. Field getting ready to get back down to the action, back down on the track side here. Pace car lights are turned off now. We're getting ready to field them up again. Drivers eagerly anticipating that waving green flag yet again here, especially for Owens here, who might have a shot to take down Carl Handwork here, one of the only guys who might be able to have a shot here. Darius Marshall had some run and speed earlier, but he lost it late in the race. Blake Howell his BHD Designs, number 26, certainly has a chance here to get something going. We couldn't quite see all the momentum, but he is 12 spots up, by the way. Started back at 15th. He's already 12 up already with the field, so I don't know. It might be anybody's guess here on who takes what and who gets where, but we're about to find out as we get right back down on the track, right back down on the side of the field. This competition caution is engaged and done and over with. Remember, there's no cautions for driver spins out or anything like that, or any crashes. That's all competition caution. That's how they work the system. That's how they're going to use the system. Off the rungs of turn number 12, down into turn number 13. I believe that is turns anyway. Again, I am not very good with road courses. That's like one of my difficulties here. To bring it right around here, ride it down on the track. We're going to stay under caution. Looks like we were not quite ready to go just yet. Okay, so looks like I have to clarify something. I said turn 12 earlier. It's actually turn 11. So I'm going to be judge, jury, and executioner myself, and I will say I apologize. I completely misinterpreted that. I just looked at the track map myself, actually, and I just seen that it's turn 11. I always called it the turn that literally looked. I always called it one of the 1 and 2 turns of Martinsville. That's why I always like to call it, because pretty much that's all it is. The kite bank corner ends of a Martinsville half mile to pretty much the long set straightaways here. Round and about. We've got about 9 drivers on the lead lap here now, looking to go full throttle, full Hemi on the track. Who will be able to survive the turns, the twists, and the corners in this windy down little section of these turn areas? Well, we're about to find out. Ready to hammer down, throw them off corner number 12, green flag back on out. Let's get back to the racing. Paul Owens, number 54, already moving the chains up ahead, getting right there with Carl Handwork out of the gate, but Handwork, he's already pretty much laid down the hardware and hardwood, and Owens can't seem to get the grip of the track. He loses it and goes into the sand pits. Handwork is left all alone yet again. And Thaddeus Marshall and Blake Howell look to now challenge up to the beast of the lead. Oh, but Blake Howell makes a big crucial mistake. Open the door up for Thaddeus Marshall. Marshall opens up Marshall's Law and literally just takes this one away from him. It's a free-for-all for him and his crew. Noah Howland sneaking his way down on the track here. Where did the 21 come from? Just like that, now it is the 21 that is making every single one of these drivers think and feel for this one. Aaron Brown, the number 18, despite all his little troubles and little snit picks he got earlier, he's been able to hold the M&M's machine in play. Might have got snipped up a little bit in the corners and then the sand there, but he's been able to pretty much kind of rock and roll from there. I'm interested to see how that race will go when they get these guys back to Sonoma, as well as the battle we'll see down, of course, at Auto Club Speedway this weekend. Best of luck to the NASCAR drivers as well as the Xfinity drivers from Cup and Xfinity racing down there. By the way, does anybody really think that they're going to do a full half mile on Auto Club? Just actually a curious question. Whoa, hold on a minute before I answer that. My thoughts, Carl Handwork. Open the door up, and now Thaddeus sees a chance here. That's the first mistake we've seen Handwork make all day long. He got a little too hard in the throttle, got into the sand. Might have overdrove himself off a little bit, messed up everything there. Wow, just like that, everything just completely thrown out the wall and out the window here for these drivers. No one able to find a chance or a place to escape or really hide from. There is no place to escape or hide from when you come to these kind of tracks. You can see the tire smoke just billowing up for the number 18 of Aaron Brown. He smoked the tires there running into that turn because he had to just lock the brakes in, and Thaddeus Marshall just overdrove it yet again down the straight of turn 12, and it's into turn 12. All that momentum and all that power, yet again, long lost and wasted away. It's just incredible to me. You have to literally find open areas, openings, and opportunities to strike it big and go hard here. But then there's just times like this that just completely nullify and remove all that run and all that control. Absolutely insane to me, to say the least. Thaddeus, number 87, currently still holding down the line, holding down the trackside. Ricky Gonzalez getting a car refired up after that little hiccup he had just a minute ago. Looked like he might have got the car stuck in a bit of a bad spot here. We'll take a look at the PTM replay. It looks like it's right into turn number 1. He just straight up overshot it. Ouch! Overshot it. That whole front end took a whole tire on with him. How he was able to get it refired though and straight back onto the track is beyond me. Mama Fuller, don't look now, but Wes Fuller is still in the fight, still in the fray. He may be a lap down or two, but he is still hanging in there. He's currently right up ahead of Cole Martin here, who is currently about a lap or two down. More of him in this case. Bill's trying to strengthen his way up around Cole. You see him spinning it though, right as they were coming down on the back end of the turns. And the BK Designs machine, unfortunately, just cannot, like I said, get a break or find some openings here with this track. That's not to say Carl Hamburg and Aaron Brown have exactly escaped that either. Brown now looking like he figured out his little mistake and mishap he made earlier. Starting to cleanse the car up, starting to give the thing a little bit more room, a little bit more breathing time than just trying to drive it into the ground. The ground and pound nature of these cars and the speeds they carry, absolutely incredible here. The number 26, Blake Howell, trying to now move the chains up yet again, right up towards that number 54, Paul Owens. And remember, Owens was the second guy on the roster here on the restart initially, but then lost everything down. You know, funny thing is, Blake, Paul Owens literally at the beginning, he just kind of sent it too hard into the throttle, got into the sand pit, and once he was able to kind of bring it out from there, then it was all of a sudden just kind of manipulating the car to work your way in a little bit better and a little bit harder, and since then it's been pretty much smooth, crazy town from there. You may notice too something, folks, a lot of these drivers, they actually using those curbings and using the edges of the turtles there as they hit those corners. You may be wondering at home, how come the car doesn't get fully upset when they hit around those turns, around those around those little turtles there, little corners? Well, the thing is, they do get upset. It's just when they hit them, they're generally off the throttle. And the thing is, when you're on throttle and you're hitting the gas pedal really hard, your rear tires, once they catch them, they will spin out a little bit. In Formula One, especially open wheel cars, you usually see drivers try to avoid those things as much as possible, or if they do hit them, they will try to lift up just enough to where it won't over accelerate on the turn and lift them up high. Once you lift those wheels up, it's like trying to drive a drag racer into a corner of a 90-degree angle. It's not going to work. You'd have to basically try to drift it off from there. Speaking of trying to drift it off from there, Blake Howell nearly finding a little opening to take away from him there. Blake right now 11 spots up, looking for a momentum boost, looking for a little bit of a shift in the change here on the swing shot zone. Noah Howland kind of hanging on in there, kind of doing his own thing, although really he's still struggling to keep that thing online as well. Went off track, actually spun off a bit there. Nicholas Panico as well having some troubles. Allen actually getting a worst of the ends here, it looks like. We'll take a look at the PTM replay, see what he had happen. It sounds like he actually got a little bit more off track than we thought. Take one more look at it here, and it looks like turn one's actually starting to get a lot of drivers all out of shape here. We saw at the start it was Paul Owens that got kind of caught in there with turn two-ish, and now it's Noah Howland. Looked like he just overdrove it. Saw the front wheels completely locked up and the rear end just kind of swung him on around. Again, there's just really not much you can do about it. You can't escape that overall control and consistency, and at the same time, there's not a lot of areas you can really get away from it. Aaron Brown now learned that the hard way. He loses a lot of time now. The 18's in trouble. Just about halfway complete with this race here. Every single one of these drivers having a story to tell, and a lot of them just trying to, at this point, keep themselves within range and out of trouble. So many ends of the turns and so many ends of the corners have been completely nullified and really skidding off. And even still, even with a huge lead, Carl Hayworth is not exactly, you know, running away from these guys, because every time he does kind of run away, he seems to be finding himself in a little bit more worse for wear. He spun it out right off turn number 11, entering in through turn number 12 there. He gets it refired, but the 51 is in trouble right now. He could be losing some control of the tires and really control of the car. I don't know how beat up those tires are on that 51. If I had to guess, they're probably more beat up than we realize. We'll take a look at the pit road end here in a minute and see how much pit road has affected these guys and how much their pit strategy comes into play. And that right there should tell you all you need to know. Carl Hayworth did not go into pit road. Those tires right now, they're shredded. This hot sun here on the sunny side here of Sonoma, California. Well, let's just say California sun in general is just going to burn the living daylights out of your equipment and out of everything you have. And I hate to say it, but Hayworth is absolutely no darn different, and that is the case here. Brown was able to kind of maintain pace with him for a minute or two, but again, even with his tires still, he's still not able to keep up. Owens and Howell, they both did not go into pit road, but they've been able to kind of structure themselves to stay in line, stay in charge. McQuaid doing the strategy that Brown had, as well as Gonzalez. So a lot of these drivers are either kind of looking towards the long setup, or they're looking towards just basically trying to keep it up with the distance and keeping up with the controls here. Onboard camera here at Patrick McQuaid right now as the number 77 driver tries to stand clear and steer and revere off positions in a run zone here. Giving himself a good little chunk of speed, good little chunk of momentum here. Is currently the top five still trying to close in on each other. Christian Roos, the number 14. Another driver represented well here for his 1-3 speed team. Chris Boppa, unfortunately, the man that runs and owns that runs the shop, owns the town. He has sadly lost grip and lost contact with the drivers because he has left the playing field, or the battle zone, if you will, of Sonoma. Feeling though he had nothing left he could do, or really anything left he could prove here on this road course. And the next caution that's fallen out, that is the next competition caution. So that'll slow him back down again, and then again I think Carl Hayworth's going to really need to be paying close attention to these competition cautions as much as Aaron Brown does. The good news for Brown is that he doesn't have to really worry about trying to drive too hard or get too crazy. I think he just knows he needs to stay focused on the overall picture, which is just out racing and outplaying these guys. It's been pretty solid, and now the halfway point has been officially reached, so really, this can boil down to a lot of things. It just kind of seems as though that the overall control and consistency is who can strive better and who stays away from wrecking out. The one thing I just keep noticing here is those that were holding their line down, they were being a little more smooth, more cleanly. They stayed out of trouble. They didn't go off track. They didn't go off the loose ends or the speed checks ends. And I think that's really been the overall scary part of it. As now drivers head back into pit road once again. Brown, Handwork, they go in. So does Paul Owens, Blake Howell, Patrick McQuaid. Will Thaddeus Marshall go in? Oh, if he does, he's going to have a long way to go to catch up. And yes, he will go into pit road. So we saw a little controversy earlier on. Matt Rodriguez and them. Unfortunately, him and the 10 of Robert Kenny not exactly seeing eye to eye, or at least in his mind anyway. The 18 of Aaron Brown and Carl Handwork at the 51 getting into pit road at the exact same time. Brown will get a little bit of a quicker exit here, but Handwork is looking like he's got a pretty solid pit crew down there. You can see he's already trying to work his way down. Aaron Brown not able to get him. Handwork will be the next starter on that one. Yeah, we've seen some wild finishes here before here, obviously. In road course racing, some close calls and some close battles. But I don't think anything comes closer to the war zones and the fights that come down on these track sides and on these race points. So much fun to watch, so crazy to watch indeed, and just challenge everything that make these drivers human, makes them the best that they can be. Trying to get closely up to the spots, trying to back up on the positions out here things. They're pretty far away from the pace car. I don't even know where that pace car is right now. All I know is we're still under yellow, by the way, just for the record. That has not changed. Still under yellow flag conditions here. Drivers now finally catching pace car. It looks like pace car's lights are turned off, so it looks like we're going green. Unless they decide to go one more lap. All on the driver's mind and all on their position, the way they want to play it out. Field cleared up, attached back to the track now. Yellow lights are now flickering on the pace car. They want to get everyone squared away, evened out. Wes Fuller will be back on lead lap now, so he'll have a chance here in the number 35 to actually get back into the fight, back into the fray, gain some positions. Again, the points race still in a hot brigade and still a hot commodity for these drivers. A lot of them trying to find the best and the most bright of opportunities and the best ways to get around the track. There's so much opposition, so many things going down. Obviously, they don't want to really forget or really coincide with it. They need to stay more focused in on everything and do what they have to do. Off of corner number 11 now, we'll bring the guys back in play. We have got 25 laps remaining here at Sonoma to complete. Sonoma, California, if you're ready, we're ready for it too. Let the field work their way on in for another lap around the track with the caution lights on. Okay. One more, guys. All right, one more. I think we got this one out. I think we've got it lined up now for the next round. Here we go. I gotta get everyone squared away, so it'll be 29 laps now left, not 24 laps, excuse me, I'm losing it. The thing is, the more laps they keep putting on the track, the more handwork is not having to worry about that 18 of Aaron Brown or Paul Owens. Really, those guys have been kind of the ones to keep your eyes and your heads on, because really they've been the ones that have been completely nullifying and making the runs on every single driver in every single position. Things can change in a heartbeat though on PTM Racing TV. We've known that plenty of times here before. One wrong move, and just like in the motorsport world, it could be your last move. Not necessarily in a good way, because that can pretty much destroy and defy off any kind of run you had, any kind of speed you carried. This time around, out of turn number 11, pace car will go in pit road. He's entered into the pit side here. He's off the track. He's letting the guys get squared away. Off of turn 11, handwork with the full throttle assault charge, and moves it up to the spot. Here we go. Paul Owens now much better ends of the turns on the first set. Handwork with company. Christian Roos down there, problems into the sand pit. Gets trapped down there in corners 3 and 4. Handwork now leaning it down into the section with the 18 of Aaron Brown, looking for his run. Looking for a runoff, looking for anything he can to try to make him think about this one just a little bit. Look at him driving hard on the left side. Look for an opening on the 51. Handwork was able to hold him back. Brown now trying to gain the ground, trying to gain the momentum and composure to fire it right off him again. Right to the ends now, and any chance there, Brown has to catch a handwork, starting to fade off a little bit. If Paul Owen starts to fight in a little bit here too, he's got to be careful about that. He knows that if he gets one wrong little turn off, one little area there, it could cost both of them. Panico yet again, turn 11 just is not his friend. Damon Tucky, number 55, man, he's just been all over the place down there, and I hate to be bearer of bad news because I don't want to be ragging on a guy. I have a hard enough time controlling these cars, much as on a road course. But this track is really eking and irking him alive, man. I can guarantee you that much. First time on board here with Carl Handwork right now. See what he's got kind of showcasing, getting his little maple moxie going down here on the track. Working his way around the field, working his way around into the speeds. And I think it's about that time again, race fans. Crank up the volumes, turn up the dial. I'll shut my mic, you turn it up high. Let's get down and crank it up. Crank it up a little bit, crank it up a little higher, crank it up a little louder. It's always a good time here on PTM Racing TV. Field still starting to separate them out a little bit, getting further and further ahead of the charge. Noah Allen right now on the 21 looking to try to get up ahead of Wes Fuller here. Despite being a lap down, he's not wanting to give up just yet. He thinks he might have a chance here. Hard to really say. Again, those competition cautions kind of been thrown out when they need to and thrown out when they go to. It's been a solid race stall for my opinion anyway. I mean, granted, I'm not a huge fan of road course racing. I've never been a big part of it. I like racing it. I just don't like calling it. That's like my biggest problem with it. Which I hate to admit up front, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Nevertheless, though, these guys, from what I can tell and whatever they brought to the table, this has been a solid race. This has been a good battle, good jockey for position. Everyone has found some limits, found some runs, and it's been all around just an impressive display and impressive showing from every single driver that's gone through the space. Owens now trying to stay right up ahead of Howell as McQuaid looks to gain the composure, looking to gain the ground sections here. Absolutely impervious to any kind of pressure, any kind of mentality here. Paul Owens, Brown, and Carl Handwork. Those top three guys have been just completely laying it down. Blake Howell, I guess I got to throw in there with that top four or so. Let's take a look at the lap times here between Brown and Handwork, and this is the first time today we have actually seen Brown actually get some ground coverage on Handwork on a series of laps here. Not just one lap, but a series of laps. And unfortunately for him, though, Handwork just completely defied him and just threw that one out the window. That's kind of the risky run here on PTM Racing TV. That's kind of the situation you can play. Sometimes you get the lucky dog, sometimes you get the lucky hand, sometimes you find yourself as the end of the frying pan. I'll tell you one thing, those tires down there, man, they gotta be hotter than a frying pan at full temp and full max, because those things are burning, they are getting cooked, they are getting shredded. I mean, they're still holding on, they're still doing some great runs, some great paces, but it's just absolutely insane to me how they've been working today. I was talking about Auto Club earlier on, and again, we are in California, so let's talk a little bit of the southern side here, but obviously Auto Club down in Fontana, for the longest time, they had talked about it becoming, I guess I've talked about something, I'm going to give someone a broadcaster curse. Looks like Blake Howell is going to be the one there. Slides it right off the ends and down that back straightaway, does a complete one, pretty much almost a 90-degree switchblade, and the 26 pretty much getting sent back to the pack. And a little trouble down there for him, unfortunately. We'll take a look at it from the PTM Instant Replay. I was just trying to talk about thoughts and feelings about that track, and then fortunately, I think I just gave someone a broadcaster curse here, and I guess I cannot talk about anything that has to do with Auto Club here on the show. That's a tough break there. Now, okay. Well, hopefully Blake Howell is not too mad at me, although I think at this point I might have to have a little drinking game with him to make him feel better. So as I was going to say, and I was going to talk about, pretty much they've been talking a lot about doing it as a half mile, but, you know, obviously a pandemic hit, that kind of screwed everything up. Then 2021 came around, and they still didn't do it. Now they're doing the 2 mile long version still. They'll leave that alone. The question I have though is are they going to leave that that full 2 miles? In my opinion, I think they should but there is still a chance they may go a half mile one day. I know race fans, myself included, have always told NASCAR we want half miles. We don't want 2 mile longs all the time. We want half miles or a mile and a half, you know. The half miles, the quarter of a miles-ish, the quarter miles in general. Those kind of races to me make a really good showcase and a really good show to watch. And they make it more fun and interesting to see in general. That's kind of my style. That's kind of the way I like to watch my racing. It kind of reminds me of your Saturday night afternoon shows, your evening kind of races like SRX does. Only thing is SRX doesn't do it enough, and NASCAR really doesn't do it much in general, except for nowadays with these races coming up. So all in all, is it going to happen? I'm still on the fence. I'd say this: watch the race down with the next gens come Sunday, and then get your thoughts then. I think Xfinity will put on a good show, as they always do with that 670 horsepower package, but I think that these Cup cars, those Gen 6s, may have something in store. I don't think it's going to be a one-line kind of track. I think that speed and that power is going to really make a difference. But let me know down in the comment section below what you think. And also, are you like me and want to see Sonoma not in the sand pits, but with the grassy plains here on iRacing, as well as in general for racing? And please let me know in the comment section down below, because come on. You can't tell me I'm not the only one that says I want to see some grass back on the racing end with these Cup cars. Leaving down to discussion though here. Currently 87 going to go right up there with Blake Howell, the 26, after that little spin around. Looking to try to deliver the switchblade, entering into turn number 11. Off that big slingshotted end turn there. The 26 not quite able to make a pass. The 87. You saw him deepen and dive, driving down into that bottom lane there, looking for an opening. He did not get it though. Kind of lost a bit of that momentum. Kind of lost a little bit of that ground clearance. Wasn't able to build speed back up. Able to build the pack down on end. Now the 26 here, Blake Howell, looking to make a little bit of a last-ditch effort, last-ditch battle pack here. Up into the fight and into the fray. DL strengthening the numbers, strengthening the power on the track here. Everybody looking for opportunity where they see it and looking to strive to be the best that they can be. 16 laps left to go, and this is the first time really I think I've seen all day handwork's been put to the test, and there's a big test right there into the sand pit. And the only Toyota Camry out here now looking to put the Chevrolet Camaro into perspective, looking to put him into the shot. The bullseye is being marked down, and he is seeing the opportunity to hit it. Looking to throw the dart right where the heart is. On the 51 is the 18 of Aaron Brown. Brown is literally one of those guys, like, I could not shake anything off to save my life when I raced him. And I have raced him before. He's been in some of those Daytona Talladega races. I've raced in officials. He's tough to claim and tough to beat. He will literally wait it out until the time comes, and then he will strike with an iron fist. So persistent, so encouragingly good that it's hard to really find a way to take him down a notch or two. And on these road courses, I'm quite surprised that it took him this long to really find a little bit of a get around, a little bit of a position, although turn one may have said otherwise there. Lost a little bit in the turn. Rear end kicks out from underneath him, lost a bit of speed, a little bit of control. And now the troubles are starting to sway on the 51. And we're trying desperately, and I mean everything he can, but it looks like Brown, oh no, this is trouble for Aaron Brown. He can't get it to stop, can't get it to swerve off, but Handwork makes a mistake of his own. Handwork made a mistake of his own, lost it in the turn. Brown, for the first time today, will take the race lead. Hold the phone, wait just a minute, do not turn your televisions, we've got ourselves a battle. Brown has taken the lead away from Carl Handwork. Handwork opened the door up, and now the Brown camp was just nice enough to be like a thief in the night, sneak his way on inside. Holy smokes, that was a big move there, but they're not done yet. They're going to the tight turn number 11. Side by side leading into the turn, Handwork has the advantage. Brown trying to hold him back, switchblade it off, Handwork regains the lead. But Brown is a tenacious one. He's throwing all the M&Ms, not just the caramels, not just the peanuts, not just the walnuts, not just the brownie fudges, not just the regulars. He's throwing everything he's got at Handwork, trying to fat him up so he can go in for the kill and size up the shot. Handwork gave him a shot. Brown, I thought, honestly, literally lost it in this corner coming up. It turns out Handwork was kind of in the same boat. These two are just literally back and forth with one another, neither one wanting to give an inch. Oh, it's a dead heat scrapple. This is the same turn. They messed it up earlier. Handwork straightens it. Brown is literally giving everything he can, and Handwork will not give him an inch. I've been trying to go back and look at that replay of what happened to Handwork, but at this point I think we might as well throw that out the window. Because these two are just going to make this a whole replay show at this point. Ellen Forson, go Carl here, running on the Handwork boy himself. Good grief, man. Brown has literally done everything he can to keep a Toyota hopes alive of winning the race tonight. Under the bright skies, under the bright sun here today, I should say. Not in this case, this night where I'm at, but it's this high skies here at Sonoma. I thought Brown honestly had outclassed Handwork with that little bobble after Brown had to pretty much regain composure, regain control. Has not been the same. The problem is for Handwork, though, is he's pretty much having to find a way to kind of hold off every turn, every corner it was originally. He just had to make sure he kept the car straight on line and just kind of smooth through the turns and rich through the riches. That's definitely not the case anymore. Absolutely incredible stuff. This is the racing that I like seeing. I know you fans at home wanted to see it. The Sonoma crowd was on their feet when these two just started battling each other, and they're still on their feet. No one's sitting down. They're watching a war going on. 10 laps to go, by the way, here coming up. We're in at 13. We'll be down to 12. When those final 10 come up, I guarantee you we may see a little bit closer racing from Brown, and you may see him put a few bumper or nicks into those side panels there. I don't think he'll push him out of the way to throw him into the sand pit. That'd be the last of his worries. Handwork seems to be gaining some momentum, though. Looks like he's getting ground clearance. Remember last time, though, he overdrove it and ended up sending to the sand pit. 12 laps to go. Nearing 10 to go here. Brown's still trying to find some momentum. Let's look back in the field a little bit here as Thaddeus Marshall and Blake Howell still have a little battle of their own going on. This is your battle for 5th. Valiant's going to have to try to hold him back here. He's going to dive it in deep, looking for the corner. Oh, brake tire, smoked up. Had to slam the brakes. Slams the brakes harder down than most can even find a way in. Josh Belcher saying this battle is amazing. Show the replay later. Yeah, Josh, believe me, I'll show probably something later if I can. I don't even remember what lap it was that all that happened on, so I'm just going to probably leave it be. At this point, just let the drivers do the talking, let them race. That's what I would say. Two incredible battles, one for the lead, one for the top 5, and this just shows you it doesn't matter where you're at in position or where you're at on the driving style of things. Every single driver has a story to tell. They want to fight it out. Oh no! But Blake Owl finds the hard way around with the turtles and the curved ends here. Sonoma bites another one. Blake Howell was 9 spots up and lost it in the turn. We'll look at the replay on that one, and I guarantee you he's not too thrilled about this one. He came so close yet so far. Watch this again. Remember what I said earlier about those turtles? Well, he didn't let off enough. And unfortunately, the 26 just overdrove it and got sentenced to the Shanna realm for his troubles. Banished he be. Let's look back up to the front. Near 10 to go. Aaron Brown, Carl Hamwork. Two of maybe the toughest drivers right now on the road course scene here for this track and for this race. Each with their strengths, each with their weaknesses, and both have accentuated both here today, showing where they were good at and showing where they were worst at. Handwork right out of the gate was really the guy to beat, really was the guy to start off down, but now there's the bobble, there's the turn! The turnaround and the swift emotion, Aaron Brown loses it! Carl Handwork lost it in the corner, and Aaron Brown probably losing his mind is what I meant to say, because now he's got the race lead. The only Toyota Camry out on this track right now, and literally maybe the only driver to actually have outplayed and outsmarted Handwork. Handwork literally in turn number 11, the turn I thought would give most drivers trouble, finally bites one of them off, and it bites off the head of perhaps the best of the bunch here today at Sonoma. What a tough break here for Carl Hamwork, and this is one of those moments you cannot believe what happens until it happens here. Look at the replay. He just hit the corners too hot. He got off exit. You saw the rear end was not straight, and as soon as it kicked out the sliced bit, those front tires are pretty much just like a dagger going straight into your heart, because there's no stopping what comes next. Aaron Brown literally over a 5.5 second lead on Handwork. You can see the times that going, the time gap between each driver. Not holding an inch and holding a candle to anything. He knows he's coming closer to victory here. I'm Blake Howell. Oh my goodness, Blake Howell, man, this is not his day either now. The 26 did so well out of the gate, so good for quite some time, and now everything is just completely backfired on him. No pun intended to the league name. Bellator, as shocked as I was here with that, yeah, it's crazy, man. The smoke pit, number 14 of Christian Roos. I'm pretty sure I wonder if that smoke pit literally has something to do with the 14, the old reference that Tony Stewart raced with. I couldn't tell you there. But he's right now the only thing that 1-3 speed have left at their disposal here. He's the last of the pack here. Blake Howell has pretty much lost everything, and Bailey Jelinas has left the building. Jelinas had a lot of problems earlier on. Pretty much could not get that thing squared away, and everything else just would not work to his favor. The only drivers close to one another right now, if you want to even call it close, is Patrick McQuaid and Paul Owens. About a 4.5 second difference between the two. Paul trying to take it a little bit easier through the corners here and build some speed up where he can find it on the ends of the straights. McQuaid Really just driving this thing into the ground, looking for some momentum here in that CBDMD muffler man number 77 Chevrolet. Paul Owens looking to stay out of trouble, looking to stay out of the problem zones here. He knows the race is starting to clear up more in his favor. A top 3 finish for him would certainly help his cause and help out his chances here to gain some major points and some major opportunities down the line. Looking down here for the first set of corners and on that really long drag race strip. Yeah, this isn't just a road course. There is a drag race strip here in this facility. It's a beautiful facility. It's a beautiful area. I've never been to it, but I would certainly love to visit it one day and just see all the different aspects of racing. Except for the drag racing aspect. I'm really not really sure why I would want to watch that. That's not my style. I'm sorry out there, guys. I know there's a lot of folks that really love drag racing, but it's just not me. It's not for me. Maybe if we broadcast it one day, I might try to get into it, but then I would have to go pull up some NHRA races and see how the heck they call those things, because I wouldn't have a clue how to do those. I only know one thing: if you get the whole shot and if you hit your speeds just right when it comes to clutching in and out, then you can win the race. That's all I know. I'm sorry, but that's all I know there. I guess if you think about it, that is kind of then road course racing, isn't it? Still gotta hit you gotta clutch in just right. You gotta hit their marks just right. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, isn't it? Well, okay, maybe I do know something about that drag racing. Man, what a performance! What an absolute banger performance Carl Hamburg put on earlier. Did everything he could to hold the fight back from the 18 of Aaron Brown. That last restart really, in my opinion, simplified and then signaled a changing of the guard. And Aaron Brown was the man that wanted to change the landscape and change everything. Not only did he do that, he literally, I think, made everyone get their eyes peeled on him in the M&M's 18. Now he's got Christian Roos to deal with here as he moves it right through past the cones. Port CLM movement maybe just gotten dashed his hopes again. Carl Hamburg right now, oh, the same, still he is having a lot of troubles down there in turn 11. He's driving it hard, he's driving it quick, but he's having all sorts of problems holding this thing down. You can see that car is slipping, it's sliding, it's flinging everything around. He's just trying to find something to get to Brown, but Brown is just taking it easy and smart. And he knows that's what's pretty much winning this race out for him. There's really nothing else to it. Thaddeus Marshall, good showing from him though. A top 5 place here. He did qualify 4th, so finishing top 5, I would say probably for him, and more than anything, it's probably a win-win case for him. I'd be happy with anything that involves being in top 5 on this track. Even on the NASCAR Heat days, I struggled with this track. I've ran it on iRacing. I cannot for the life of me get a grip of this track. This place is just so difficult. These guys did a lot better than I could ever on this track, that's for sure. And I was running the truck series, by the way. I couldn't. There's just nothing I can do. The last ditch efforts and the last bit of this race coming to a sudden, quick, swift ending here. And it's kind of sad to say, but you know, there's one thing we can come from today, and I feel as though that a lot of drivers and fans need to know is BackFire Sim Racing. They've got great drivers in all different aspects, all different rungs. Even if I think in the description here, you can read it. This was going to be a showcase of pure skill and unalterated horsepower from the drivers alike. This is not just ovals racing. This is not just dirt racing. This is also the twists and turns and the fights that break out from having to clear and coincide with tracks like this. This is exactly what we wanted to see. This is what we wanted to bring to the table. I feel as though they delivered. I feel as though they gave us more than just their fair shake and enough. But I will say this race isn't exactly done and over with yet. Blake Howell having a little bit of a fight here with Ricky Gonzalez here in the 48. That is the race battle for 6. And a little driver by the number of 18 of Aaron Brown is just so happens to be right behind him. They're not careful here. This could change in a heartbeat, and Handwork might just be back in this. Lap traffic is going to be an extremely big factor here for that 95. He's got to watch out what they do here, or he could be in major problem territory. Scott right up to the lap traffic here. Now will he make the pass, or will he just let them do their own thing? If I was him, I wouldn't even bother. I've got a 5-second lead on Handwork. I'd leave him alone. I've only got, in my opinion, seeing that I've only got 3 laps to go and I'm leaving drivers alone, staying out of trouble and staying out of the way. If they make a mistake, I'll have time to react to it. If I try to make a pass on them, I may make a mistake considering how tough these next gens are. Only right here is where I even think about trying to make a move here. And it looks like Brown will get the okay from the 48. Can he get the okay though from Blake Howell? Because you know Howell is not going to breathe in there. A clean cut corner pass exit here. We have only 3 laps remaining. It was down to 5. Now it's 3. The final 3 are coming up. And honestly, this one kind of blew by, to be honest with you. I was kind of crazed and amazed how quick this one went through. Didn't really seem like there was too much craziness and and there was definitely a lot more action than expected. But hats off to the drivers, man, for just putting on a show and putting on a run from start to finish. And thing is, Handwork's not exactly done yet. He's still gonna try. He's only about 4 seconds back. Might have a chance here if he can gain some ground on the straights here. But that's really the only speed places he's gonna get anything on Brown. Brown through the corners here, he's just driving it much smoother, much more consistent. That's what's making Handwork having to really wrench that wheel around, wrench that car on the track. Here we go, 2 laps remaining. Green flag will fly high in the air. We'll have only 1 more to go before white flies high in the air. Carl Handwork, Aaron Brown. Remember, they had an absolute barn burner fight from the get-go on the final restart before we got to this. Since then, the competition cautions have played into the hands of Aaron Brown. More often than not, Paul Owens definitely had his fair share of good runs and good momentum, but could not consistently stick with the field and stick with the charge that these drivers brought to the landscape. Wes Fuller, the number 35, just kind of a last-ditch effort here, staying in the top 10, of course. Gonna back down though and let Carl Handwork ride him on by. You may have seen the 26 Blake Howell. He's already gonna be a lap ahead. He's gonna charge it right past him there as well. Coming down off the ends and through the sprint zone. Moving the chains on in, down those turns, down the corner ends. 2 laps to go. Now we'll turn into 1 lap remaining into turn number 11. Down. Into turn number 12. Race fans, the number 18 of Aaron Brown gets to see a little white flag popping on by as he charges it straight across the start-finish line. And I am unbelievably undecided there. This is impossible. This is crazy to say, but Carl Handwork is not done. 1 second and 3 left. Can he get him? There's 1 1/3 of a second left to catch him with. Can he do it? Aaron's not exactly going full on easy anymore. He's going to charge it. 1 wrong move by that 18, and Handwork literally gets right back into this mess. Looking for an opportunity. If anything, he needs to get it quick. He's got to go harder into that final stretch. That was a bobble there. Handwork had to back off. He slowed down a bit. Brown got a charge. Handwork's in the sand. It's over. It's done. He's got nothing left. Aaron Brown will outclass, outsmart, outmaneuver, and really outplay this entire field. The only Toyota Camry to strengthen the field and strengthen his car up off of corner number 11 down into turn number 12. Aaron Brown is going to bring it home to victory lane, the only Camry, and the winner at Sonoma. Wow. That, my friends, is a race. And the 18 of Aaron Brown pulls off for a miraculous fight in a big showcase of his talents and skill. He gave it everything he had and then some, and put it all down on the line to make sure he stayed far ahead of the field and hard enough on the charge. The 18 definitely, in my opinion, deserves the race win for his creative skill and techniques here. But in my opinion as well, Handwork gave it everything he had and then some throughout this night. There was not a single spot, a single corner he did not let up. He was doing everything he could and can as a driver on that last lap. And to me, that deserves a lot of recognition and a lot of love for just doing that. But Brown, man, he knew he saved up enough tire. He knew how the corners were reacting. And on that final leg of the race, it all culminated in this one. While he goes ahead and flares this one up around, all drivers have now crossed across the finish line here. Let's take a look at it. Aaron Brown is your race winner. Second goes to Carl Handwork. Third to Paul Owens. We'll talk to the top three in just a minute. Patrick McQuaid goes fourth. Fifth to Thaddeus Marshall. Sixth to Blake Owl. Seventh to Ricky Gonzalez. Eighth to Christian Roos. Ninth to Wes Fuller. 10th to Noah Howland. And that will round out the field. Your top 10 in this case here. Cyclones throwing down here and some burnouts all around the track. That's the one thing we like to see here. What an absolute awesome display here from every single one of these drivers. Alan Force saying, good job, Titletown. That was a great job indeed. That was some great racing from everybody. I guess he's not done. I think he wants to throw a few more down on the track here. Well, our second place driver has now gotten ready to call out here. Carl Handwork is out of the car and in pit road here. And Carl, first off, congratulations on a second place finish. Although I've got to believe, in looking at you and the way you're seeing things, you felt like you had a car that wasn't just second, but was definitely top tier today.
Yeah, no other way to say it, but I gave that one away.
I mean, at the end of the day, we'll say this too. I mean, you didn't necessarily give it away to just anybody. I mean, Aaron Brown's this race was literally firing on all cylinders and found the openings when he had to. And really, I think you probably would be able to do the same thing here on this track if you could have a second chance, couldn't you?
Yeah, I was really just pacing myself for probably the first half of the race, especially through the first two stints. I was pacing myself because I knew it was only taking tires after the second stint, not even have to take tires then. And then even for the first bit of the last stage there, I was just kind of pacing myself. So I had more in it, and that's where you seen he got about a 7-second lead on me after I looped it, and I still ran him back down to like 1.8. So it was me pissing it away more than anything. So that's what hurts a little bit.
Certainly does. Kind of will be a little bit of a hardship and hard pill to swallow here from the get-go and all around for this one, but. Let me ask you this though, Carl. As we complete this race out and finish everything out, is there anybody you want to thank here tonight for the second place finish?
Yeah, I first and foremost want to send a shout out to Titletown Racing, my team. they're the reason I got the points lead. They're the reason that you know, the second place is going to help me even more in the points. It should help our team possibly take over top spot in the points as well. So big shout out to them, Wes Fuller, all the guys over there. Joka Graphics, he doesn't do my paints in here, but he does a lot of other paints. So I want to give a shout out to him. And yeah, Josh Billiter, I know he struggles with getting in here and getting the time to run this series, but I appreciate that he took it over and has it out there for us, and obviously you guys up here in the booth.
Absolutely, Carl. We do appreciate your time here, sir. I know a little bit dejected, but keep your head up high, man, and know you had one of the fastest cars on the track and gave it your heart and soul out here to still come away second. Congratulations for that, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you, buddy.
Carl Handwerker, ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher here tonight. Only topped and beaten out by the man that now charges up to the race win here. He's out of the car at last, helmet off. Race fans, Aaron Brown in the house. He wins in the number 18 M&M's machine today. Aaron, congratulations on that. And like I just told Handwork, man, you found openings, you found the momentum, you found the run, and you took advantage of all of them there.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't going to get them. I just made too many mistakes from what I had at the beginning, but had my spot, well, not really spotter, but had some friends there trying to help me out in that second half there. Showed me some tips as they were spotting and test driving themselves. So, but they helped me out, gave me some tips, and that's what just helped me there. And just had mainly stuff that hill around turn 3, I want to say, that little 2 little bends up there right before you get down to the chute. But yeah, you gotta keep it left, and then and then turn it late, and then get down the hill as fast as you can. That really helped me there, and then also coming off turn 10 right before the hairpin, that was a much better where I improved a lot and just made less mistakes.
Made less mistakes, but let's ask about this too, because after turn 10, there was where turn 11 kind of shot in, and this is where Handwork made the opening and the biggest mistake of this race, although I could have argued that chute may have been a bigger mistake than this one, but this was the spot where you took the race lead over and took this one away from him. I mean, he just said to us, you know, that was the biggest mistake to him. But your thoughts here, you literally charged right up ahead of him. Was that truly the opening that you needed to win this race?
I think so. I think so, but mainly the shoot incident really helped me because I just made that massive mistake that right there because I went super wide in the shoot. I got into the grass, really messed it up. If he didn't make that mistake, I think it would have been over, maybe, but I'm not sure. But that definitely was big. But I think ending it right after that hairpin, it was definitely the winning. It was definitely the mistake that cost him the race there. If he didn't fully spin it out there, I think we would have been a lot closer. But yeah, but that definitely hurt him a lot more than the other one.
It certainly did indeed, but at the end of the day, still, you know, as drivers, we all got something to work off of, and we got something to learn from it. But at the end of the day here, Aaron, this one definitely has got to mean a lot to you and your crew. So let's ask you this, sir. Who do you want to thank you for that?
Yeah, I gotta thank my teammates. That none of them showed up tonight, but you know, gotta thank my sponsors, Sterling Sun Tanning, because Marketing, Phillips Golf Academy. I know they didn't Max Graphics. I know they didn't run because I accidentally ran the wrong car. Did that back at Pocono, but I know I ran the wrong car. But still, they play a huge part in helping us run this race and helping us run the league. So, gotta thank the Evans for letting us all come out here and do what we love to do. And gotta thank you for the broadcast. Gotta thank the fans for tuning in as well. So.
Absolutely indeed. Well, nevertheless, Aaron Brown, this one has been a long one in the making and the coming for you. Congratulations on your race win here once again on PTM Racing TV.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Brown piling it up the number 18 takes it to victory lane. Paul Owens did not join us here though, so he will have give him his little overlay here. Producers, get to that please and show it for the fans so they may know who comes away third. Congratulations to him. And really to all these drivers out here, congratulations to them for putting on an absolutely incredible fight in the show here. The fans seem to enjoy it. We enjoyed it. We loved it. We know you guys will always stick around here for the most of it. So for that, we thank you so much and appreciate every single one of you. We will catch you guys next time when the green flag flies on PTM Racing TV. For now, though, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Be safe out there and take care of yourselves. It's a crazy world. and we're always rocking and rolling to put the pedal straight down in the middle.